Hi, Carlton. Thanks for requesting Prophetic Destiny Blueprint. For those who are tuning in on YouTube, this is a very good way to get a good idea of what you're born for. So many of us travel right through our lives without having any idea of what we're here for. Many of us just do jobs and exist, and we don't do specifically what we're here for. And these prophetic destiny blueprints, if you listen to this one, can give you a very specific idea of what you're here for. So our friend Carlton here has requested one, and so I'm going to do it. I normally get 9 things for a person, Carlton. I've only got 8 for you. I'm not sure why. Perhaps the 8 will give you enough to do. I know that if we talk on Zoom, you spend some time, contact me, and we have a good chat about these 8. Perhaps I could come up with one or more other ones. But hope that you're comfortable with this. I'll try and warn people that sometimes I mightn't be able to speak for 30 minutes, but realise that not everyone's prophetic. So, I could just list the 8 things, but because I'm prophetic, I know what they're about, and so it's helpful to give some explanation about each point. But if I don't make it to 30 minutes, just know that I did my best. I'm not feeling particularly high or elevated today, and the more elevated I am, the longer I speak about things. And so these are exciting 8. And I hope that we can be in touch through the years. I hope that I can even assist and help you with some of these, with my own life, and we can even work together in some of these things. Some of these things are similar to my blueprint and my life, and that's why I say what I say. So number 1, a forerunner in spiritual things, in revelation and encounters. So an example is a forerunner. I was the first person in the world to offer personal prophecy via email on the internet. There was a guy called Kent Simpson that had some sort of ministry where he sent out tapes of personal prophecy, and Kent Simpson still exists on the internet. But I was the first one to offer personal prophecy via email. Then when Facebook came along, I was the first person to offer personal prophecy via a Facebook group. And there's a Facebook group still going called Personal Prophecy Group that you can join and get a free personal prophecy every 3 months. And that's a continuation of the group that I started. Now, Forerunner in spiritual thing, I exist as a person who's interviewed saints from heaven and published books with their answers, and I pretty well stand out as the person really who've interviewed 30 or 40 people via from heaven and published what they've said. So in that instance, I'm a forerunner, so I know what a forerunner is. I feel that you're going to be a forerunner in revelation. You're going to get certain revelations of the scriptures, certain revelations of spiritual things, and you're going to have certain encounters, which is like a forerunner that no one's really had encounters like that. So an example would be, having a vision or having a dream or a vision, our dreams would be harder to remember, I suppose, because we don't remember our dreams, but perhaps having a vision of spending 20 minutes in the presence of the Antichrist and actually knowing who the Antichrist is, actually seeing him, actually having him operate and say things and see what he's saying in an actual meeting with people. To be able to identify him as an American senator, for instance, without giving his identification who he is, and say he's an American senator, he's a Democrat, and this is what I saw him doing in the 20 minutes that I was watching. This is what he was saying. That would be an example of a revelation and encounter where you'd be a forerunner. I'd hope that you could put that on Identity Network or the Elijah List or something international and release that. But it could be anything. It could be, getting caught up into heaven with Elijah and Enoch, which are going to be the two witnesses, have an encounter with them and discuss some of the plagues and some of the things that they're going to activate in the book of Revelation, how they're going to work. Could be anything. But what it is the first time it's been released on earth, something new, something amazing, something specific and new. And I can see you having many spiritual things, like revelations and encounters, which are new to the world. Most of your blueprint is on business, and so point number 2 is business. I can see you like a forerunner in new things. I can see new products and new inventions. New product would be just like a different sort of product, but those sort of products may exist. But a new invention may be something completely new that the world sees. Now, the new invention could be from someone that you know, someone in your network, someone talking things over, someone coming to you with a new invention, and you helping the person get their new invention patented with a patent and releasing that. You can see you releasing products, new sorts of products, inventions, and I can see you operating in traditional businesses and running traditional businesses to generate the finances to be able to bring a patent and bring a new invention to market. I see you developing good contacts with marketing people, with branding people, with advertising people, with workers, and all different dimensions of business, and being very effective in business. One thing I will tell you that I know about you is you got a real heart for the kingdom. You got a real heart for God. You've got a heart that's totally not focused on money and really got no major interest in being wealthy and having $50 million houses and Learjets and all these sorts of things. You've got a heart that's totally sold out for God, and God is going to use you to be this like portal. That's number 9. So we got number 9 talking. So let's just say number 9 is ministry support portal. So we'll just say number 9, that you're a ministry support portal. So I can see you having relationship with many business people, many people in the Christian faith, developing this portal where heaps of money comes in, and you funnel, you get this collection of money and you funnel it towards certain business people, certain ministries, and certain things. So I don't know when I actually started, so perhaps this will be shorter than I hope. I think I started 10 minutes ago, but we'll see. So this ministry support portal, I'm just reading a book about written by a guy called Costi Hinn, which is the nephew of Benny Hinn, and he's given an expose of what was happening in Benny Hinn's ministry, and it's absolutely disgusting. It's horrific. I had a good opinion of Benny Hinn. I've absolutely got no good opinion of Benny Hinn anymore. I'm only 40% through the book, and it's terrible. In these last days, in the next couple of years, there's got to be a lot of, according to Mark Taylor, there's going to be a lot of Christian churches and Christian leaders and ministries exposed. In coming years, people aren't going to really trust the Christian church like they do. So this ministry portal, support portal, will come from your research and your understanding of really good Christian ministries and really good Christian businesses, and there'll be lots of money coming into this portal, and through your research and through your staff and through your discernment and through other people in your ministries' discernment, you'll be directing money at ministries where it's going to be well used, and the people of God, the ministries and the businesses are well loved by God. Of course, that would interest you, because you're always interested in finding good ministries and good businesses to support. Certainly, while on the subject, I need $25,000 to publish, to edit the book I've done on John Lennon, so you can send all your money here. You can send everybody here. No, just on that subject. So the different, there's going to be, you're going to have this understanding. People are going to know that they could send you tens of thousands of dollars, and you'll direct it towards good ministries and good kingdom businesses. So number 3, I don't know when this is going to come about, how you are financially now, how you're traveling financially now. But I don't know if you've seen the show, the Shark Tank. It's a popular show. It's fun to watch, where 4 or 5 multimillionaires in business cop pictures of people, and people pitch them on their business and ask for finance, and they ask for a certain level of finance and a certain amount of finance, and then the sharks, if they want to put $200,000 in or $500,000 in, then they work out what percentage of the person's business that they want to take a stake in. So a shark may say, well, I'll give you $200,000, I'll take 40% of your business. And some of the sharks are pretty ruthless, and they say, I'll give you $200,000, but you give me 51% of controlling interest in your business. So someone comes in and they want a couple of $100,000, and then suddenly their business isn't in their control anymore. But I can see you not being ruthless, but being someone who finances other people's business ideas. And I can see in the future you having people knowing that if you've got an invention, if you've got a product that you want to bring to market, that they should approach you. And somehow you're going to have a reputation out there, whether that's word of mouth or whether that's a website. I see that you're going to fund people take a percentage of their business, but totally fund them, help them with their marketing, their product launch, their managing their business, their cash flow, every dimension of the business. You'll be like a tutor and support, overseeing sort of overseer of their business. And this is really helpful because you know, so many people would have good business ideas and good inventions and inventions that the Lord wants to get to market, and products that the Lord wants to get to market, and something will be very successful, but the person hasn't got all the business smarts, they haven't got all the business knowledge, and they're not able to operate their business as well. So you'd be able to hire staff for them, get the right sort of staff. You'd be able to do interviews for the right sort of staff for the business and equip the business with a good manager or a good second in charge for the business that will look after it, that's got all the knowledge. It won't be, because you're not a person after money for money's sake. It won't be, you won't be supporting and taking a percentage of businesses to rape them and for business, for money's sake. You'll be doing it because you want to help them become successful, so they too can finance Christian ministries. And I can see a lot of these businesses that you support giving 10% of their profits into your ministry support portal, that they would start to give 10% of their profits into your ministry support portal. You'll have like a regular flow of monthly money coming in to your ministry support portal. Number 4, I can see you as like an apostolic father over business people, both in their businesses and in their spiritual lives. Well, you understand, I understand this. Depending on a person, where they are spiritually is where they can move in the 7 mountains of influence. The better they are coping, the better they are moving spiritually, the more successful God can use them, and the more successful they'll be in business. And so it's like a different sort of apostle. It's a business apostle. It's a leader, an apostolic leader over business, but half business, half spiritual. So all these business people that you oversee, and they won't necessarily be your Shark Tank businesses. They won't necessarily be paying you coming in and being a Shark Tank business that you've got a share in. But these can be other business people, Christian business people, coming under your apostolic covering. Of course, they could be paying you a percentage, like 5% of their profits, as getting your covering, your advice. I've never seen this before. It's like you're going to be a business coach to these people, but more than a business coach, rather than just a business coach, you're going to have an invested interest in them people. So they're not just paying you money for coaching, but it's like your coach. But they're going to be coming under your apostolic anointing, under your covering, under your blessing. And you're going to be more than a coach. You're going to be speaking in and directing and helping them, beyond what a coach would do. And I can see them paying you a percentage, gladly paying you a percentage of their profits to be this apostolic father over them. Now, I know that in the United States, these apostles have gone crazy with their apostolic networks and payments and all this BS, all this bullshit that they go through. I've never dealt with one, but I've heard a lot about it. It won't be a money thing for you. It'll be like if they tithe a percentage of their profits, not their income, but their profits, that you'll have courses, and you'll have programs and courses and things that they can be keyed into, and they'll be becoming a better person and a better business person through your covering and through your influence. So I also, number 5, I can see like a business center, a learning hub, a training hub, and support network. You know, like LinkedIn has got this network. I haven't got time for more than one social platform. So I'm part of LinkedIn, but I never do anything with it. But I can understand how people try and network, and that's like the buzzword in the world these days is networking. I've never tried to do that, and the Lord has told me that when doors need to be opened in the future, in a couple of years, when I'm start to travel and start to preach, that He'll open the doors, and I never have to try and open my own doors. So I've never had like a networking idea. I've never tried to network, but I can see you operating a business center, and it's if you're in a major city, it would be helpful to have a bricks and mortar place. It's like a learning hub, and it's more of it is going to be covered in point 6. But it's like a learning hub, a training center, and a support center for business, and it provides networking too. So you probably have, when I'm going to have all these in the description tag, like what I've got on my notes here, going to have listed in the description tag, so you can go down. You probably have more of an idea of what the Holy Spirit is talking about in that, and so you can have a look and even give me feedback and talk to me. Once again, I'd like to talk to you on Zoom. I'd love to talk about all this stuff. If you want to contact me on Facebook and write me a Facebook message and arrange a time. I don't need to charge you. I don't need to you to give me any money. I'd just love to have like a two-way conversation with you and talk about all these things. But if you don't need to, that's fine. But if you want to, I'd love to do that. I'd love to be one of these ministries that is in your ministry support portal. You start sending me. Now I'm going to have my own things. This is a blueprint almost over my own life too. Now, number 6, a teacher / trainer in business / spiritual life. So everything you're going to do, everything you're going to teach, everything you're going to equip people in is going to be a / business / spiritual. Like I said before, like the Holy Spirit used me to say before, the foundations that people grow in business, the foundation of everything that the people you work with is going to come out of is the more mature they are in their spiritual walk, the stronger they are spiritually, the better foundation for them making money in business. So I can see you having a popular podcast, talking to business leaders, Christian business leaders and non-Christian business leaders, interviewing them on business. I can see you producing books on business, on spiritual life in business, business books on business, and spiritual books on their own, standing on their own. Business books with a spiritual element, business books for business, and spiritual books for spiritual, and the spiritual business books that are combined. See you making YouTube videos, having a YouTube channel, and doing really good. If you did your podcast with video on Zoom or Skype and you recorded it on video, a lot of one of the playlists on your YouTube one of your playlists on your YouTube channel could be your podcast. And yeah, but I can see other videos. I can see you making professional masterclasses on specific subjects, and that's like 20 videos and PDF covering all the text in the video being part of the masterclass, and maybe even tests and stuff, sort of a place that the students can make feedback on every page and being able to comment on the students' feedback. Sean Bolt's a Christian guy, makes good masterclasses, very good quality, so you may be able to check that out. I can see you out of your networks and the people and your support hub and the businesses that you're working with in Shark Tank sort of thing. I can see you doing webinars with hundreds of people being on the webinar, and you teaching specific things. Once again, I'm not into, well, it's not once again because I haven't said it, I'm not into mailing lists and the way that the world markets and all that BS that they do. I'm not into signing people up and sending them a daily email or weekly email and stuff. I don't know if I'll ever be into that. But all the people on your mailing list and all the people you're communicating with would all be welcome to come and join your webinars on certain subjects. And they can sign up for a price for 6 months worth of weekly webinars if you like, and they can pay a price. Of course, if you did 6 monthly, 26 webinars on a specific subject, you can actually take the recording of the video and the webinar and make that into a masterclass, and be able to make a new masterclass every 6 months by doing these webinars. So I've got a feeling you're across all this and you know all this sort of information, so I don't have to go into it. This is an interesting one, point 7. A class of forerunners, teaching people how to master being a forerunner. So I sense that you're going to have a big name for yourself as a forerunner. Perhaps I was even right that you may even have a vision of some of the world leaders and the Antichrist, and get like a reputation in a huge way for being a forerunner, and because of that, I can see you. Sorry, someone's annoying me with messages. I can see you. I'll turn my phone off because it's really annoying me. So I can see you running a class on how to steward your life and how to release things and how to sit on revelations and how to sit on things and how to mature and release things and steward being a forerunner and bringing things to the world. And I've never seen that in a blueprint before, but I imagine you know how you do that. Yeah, you sound like a really, really exciting person, Carlton, and I'd love to talk to you. Number 8, a conference organizer. You finance, arrange, and also be a speaker at these conferences. And some of these conferences have like a whole floor of sales. The conference is going on. But in between the conference sessions, the delegates will come down onto a floor where there's a whole lot of sales booth selling into that subject that the conference is on. So the many subjects that the conference is on, the sort of people that, the sort of businesses and products that those people in the conference would use, that you've got sales booths down there selling the latest technology, the latest products that support that sort of subject at the conference. And my brother used to do professional recordings of these conferences, and we used to walk around these sales booths and stuff and have a look at all this sort of stuff. So my brother said that they made heaps more money on the actual sales booth, the rent, the money that they charged the people selling things to the people at the conference. They made a huge amount of money on that, and basically did the conference. The conference, the charge for the conference was minimal compared to the charge that these people in the sales booth were getting charged. So I can see you running those sort of things, and I can see you financing those things and sharing in the profits. And I can also see you as like a guest speaker at the conferences. It's like you as a speaker, a person of influence, has got your subject, and then you build 5 or 10 other speakers around your speciality, and you do a powerful conference. Now, there's a lot of conferences, very few Christian teachers teach me anything. It's very, very rare that I even watch any person's teaching on anything. I get enough revelation every day from the Lord, and the Lord keeps me updated with what I need to know, right? So it's very rare that I actually, look at anyone else's teaching or anything. And, to many people, if they're watching that, they'd say, man, that guy's just so full of himself. He's so full of pride. What does he mean? Well, that's exactly what I mean. Very few people teach me anything. And I find most speakers very boring because they're not teaching any revelation. They're not coming forth with revelation. They're just speaking. I don't know how the world even puts up with the Christian speakers that are out there. They're just hopeless. So you won't be organising conferences for the sake of making money and having conferences and having guest speakers. And I hope I'm pretty sure you understand where I'm coming from. Yours will be cutting edge and expensive, right? They'll be expensive and cutting edge. And people will drop a lot of money. What's the name? That famous motivational speaker, whatever his name is. My brother's seen him a few times. He's like $5,000 for 2 days. But my brother says when he speaks for a solid 12 hours. He just goes hard all day. And that's the sort of quality that you'll have. So I hope that this has encouraged you. Of course, you don't have to have a Zoom meeting with me and discuss anything. Like I said, I'd love to, and I'll leave that in your hands. I hope that this has been really informative. My income has really been down the last 10 weeks since I started doing my book on John Lennon, and certain powers that be have pretty well cut my income. But yesterday I had 2 prophecy requests in this, and sort of the income picked up a little bit. Someone suggested that the reason I haven't had a lot of requests and been busy is the Lord wanted to give me a rest. And so I trust the Lord, but I hope that this was very informative for you. I hope that a lot of this wasn't news to you. It's just confirmation to you. And I'll prepare this and upload it and send it to you. And I'd love to hear from you. God bless.